In your assignment problem, what did we go through? You have to see whether your supply and no, you have to see whether your row and column are equal. If they are equal, you can continue with your assignment problem. So, what is the difference between your transportation problem and your assignment problem? Is both the places you will be finding out your minimization or maximization according to the problem. Probably in your transportation problem, mostly we will be doing a minimization. Okay, whereas in your assignment problem, according to the question, you will be formulating. And then in your transportation problem, you will see your supply and demand. Your supply and demand should be equal. Okay, then it is called a balanced transportation problem. Then you will continue with your finding out your initial basic principles. Whereas in your assignment problem, you will see to that your rows and columns. Okay, so we will continue with your assignment problem. So write down this question. Put today's date. Put today is 9. So today, write the date as 9/2, and we are continuing with your assignment problem. So a company has a team. Company has a team of 4 salesmen. And there are 4 districts. There are 4 districts where the company wants to start. Company wants to start its business. After taking into account the capabilities, salesmen, and the nature of districts, the company estimates that the profit per day in rupees for each salesman in each district is as follows. So I'm going to draw that tableau. So you've got districts. You've got 4 districts. And similarly, your salesmen are 4. So A, B, C, and D. The salesmen. Okay, 4 districts and 4 salesmen, and their values are 16, 10. I'm telling row wise. 14, 11. 14, 11, 15, 15. 15, 15, 13, 12, 13, 12, 14, and 15.
I'm bored there.
So this is the question. Find the assignment of salesmen to various districts which will yield maximum profit. So that is the question. You have to find the assignment, of salesmen. Find the assignment salesmen. Find the assignment of salesmen to various districts. Various districts profit, which will yield maximum profit. So here you're going to find out your maximum profit. Your assignment problem, last problem which we've started with was minimum cost. Okay, here they've asked you maximum profit. So first you write down the question, then I will tell you how to proceed. Okay, so you need to have this tabular column. Okay, this tabular column, and you need to find out your maximum profit. What you'll have to do, I will tell you. Have you finished writing?
No, ma'am.
So you will see that this is an assignment problem from the question. Okay? They've given you assignment of salesman. Okay, yeah, otherwise they will give you transportation. Okay? If they are given as transportation problem, you will use transportation. You'll be given supply and demand. Okay, there's no supply and demand. And I think your CT1 pattern has come. You know what? The
What, ma'am?
CT1 portion is your pattern of your CT1 has come. Your CT1 pattern is 20 MCQ and you'll be writing 2 5-mark questions. Okay, it will be 10
Online
questions
offline,
from you. What now?
Online mode or offline?
Repeat it again. It is online. Online, you will be uploading it. Okay, how you have done your CT1 last semester, the same thing you will follow. They have not told confirmly, but until now, it is told 20 MCQ and you will be writing 2 5-mark questions. Okay, online or offline, they have yet to decide. They will tell you that. Okay, so now, as for now, they have told 20 MCQ and 2 5-mark questions. So in your LPP, you'll be having LPP in your simplex method or graphical method, like your surprise test. Many of you have done it with your surprise test. The same pattern. Okay, so you'll be having a graphical method and a simplex method. So you'll be doing any one of that. And in this unit, you'll be doing your transportation problem or assignment problem. So it will be transportation problem. They are just asking you solve the transportation problem means you'll have to do it in your VAM method. Don't do it in any other. Well, they're specifying any methods, do that method. Okay. If they have not specified anything and just given you solve transportation problem means do it in VAM method. An assignment problem, I'm doing it now. Okay, you will be having assignment or choice will be assignment problem. So this will be topics of your CT1. Okay, with your assignment, you're getting over. Okay, with your unit 3. You are having for your CT1, Unit 2 and Unit 3 according to the syllabus. Okay, Unit 2 is your LPP, Unit 3 is your transportation problem and assignment problem. And your MCQ will be 10 MCQ from your LPP, 10 MCQ from this unit. Okay, so it will be easy if you work it out. Okay, you have to really work it really very fast so that you will be in time. Okay, so have you all finished writing? Continue with the problem. So here they have given you maximum profit. Since they have given you maximum profit, the only difference in maximum profit what you'll have to do is in the given matrix, whatever given table or tableau column or your matrix you fill it. Okay, whatever is being given, you have to see which is your biggest value. Okay, in the given table, which is your biggest value. In your given table, what is your biggest value? Tell me. Now we have got a set of values. In that value, which is your biggest value, you have to see. Which is your biggest value? Everyone's able to see, isn't it? 16, 10, 14, 11, 14, 15, 15, 15, 15, 13, 12, and 13, 12, 14, 15. So in that, your biggest, if you see, is 16. Okay? Your 16 value, what you will do is you will minus throughout the table with 16. Okay? You will find out whichever is your biggest value in your assignment problem if they're asking as maximum profit or maximum cost. So what you'll have to do is your first step is to see that which is your biggest value. Okay, whichever is your biggest value, with that you will minus the whole tabular column. So 16 is your bigger value. So you will minus it with it. So it will become 0. 16 minus 6. 16 minus 14 is 2. 16 minus 11 is 5. Okay, similarly for all the rows you will be doing 16 minus 14 is 2. 16 minus 11 is 5. 16 minus 15 is 1. 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 16 minus 13 is 3. 16 minus 12 is 4. 16 minus 13 is 3. 16 minus 12 is 4. 16 minus 14 is 2. 16 minus 15 is 1. So that will be the first step in your maximum profit when you're finding out your maximum cost. So the overall bigger value, and that is your maximum value in that overall matrix, and you will subtract the whole tabular column. After that, as usual, for your assignment problem, what you step 1, row wise minimum value you will take, you will subtract the whole row. Okay, so what is it? This will become your step 1 here now. So after that, your step 2. Your step 2, you will take your row wise minimum value and subtract the whole row and find out. So for the first row, already there's one allocation. There is a 0. So you will write that value just like that: 0, 6, 2, and 5. Okay. Go on to the second row. Second row, which is your least value, you see, 1 is your least value. So throughout that row, you minus it with 1. So you'll have 1, 4, 0, 0. Okay. Go on to the third row. See which is your least value. So 1 is your least value. Throughout that row, minus it with 1. So 0, 0, 2, 3. Okay. Go on to the third row. Third row, which is your least value. 1 is your least value. So it becomes 2, 3, 1, and 0. Okay. So row wise allocations you have done it. Okay. Row wise you have seen your least value and subtracted it. Your next step is column wise. So here itself you check whether column wise there is allocation. If there is allocation, you can start allocating. So here if you see there is one, the first column you have got 2 allocation. The second column there is 1 allocation. The third column you have got an allocation. Fourth column also we have got allocation. So directly you can start allocating. So how do you allocate? For each row, if you've got 1 allocation, start with that. Okay. you can allocate that row. If you've got more than one, what you do, you go on to the row which has got only one allocation. Okay, so if you see your first row, this you've got, so we will take this. Since we have taken this, we cannot take this. Okay, go on to the second row, there is two allocations. Since there is two allocation, don't take anything. We are not able to conclude which to allocate. So again, go on to the next one. Since we have crossed over here, this you cannot, this you can take. Okay, because there is only two allocation. This is already crossed over. So the only allocation which is there is this. Okay, then go on to the last row. We have got only this allocation. So we will take that. So since we have taken this, this we cannot take. So naturally, this will become allocated. Okay, so finally you have to write this. So your A for salesman is given the district, first district. A salesman is given the first district. Your B salesman is given the third district. C salesman is being given the second district, and D is being given the fourth district. Okay, so you have to find out the maximum profit. So from maximum profit, if you want, you have to go into the main question. So you have to circle out the values. So A to 1, B to 3, C to 2, D to 4. Okay, then you find out your maximum profit. Your maximum profit is equal to, from the question, write down the answer. 16 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15. 16 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15. So that will be added and 10. So your maximum profit is 61. So your maximum profit is 61. So this is how you're going to find out your maximum profit in the assignment problem. Okay. If they're asking you minimum cost, you will do it directly. You will do it with your steps. As usual, row-wise minimum value you will take, you will minus it. But if at all they're asking you maximum, then what you have to do, with the given tabular column, whichever tabular column you've got, that tabular column, whichever is your bigger value, you will minus 2 of the table. Okay, that will become your step 1. After that, you have to do your row-wise minimum, column-wise minimum, then allocate and find out your maximum. Right. We finished. Yes or no? I'll rub this. This is with maximum profit in your assignment sum. One, write the question, solve the assignment problem. All using assignment problem. Find the minimum cost for this one. They have given you machine 1, 2, 3. The values are 18, 24, 28, 32, 8, 13, 17, 19, 10, 15, 19, 22. And your jobs assigned are A, B. Job. That is finished. Okay. Have we finished that same? This one. Write this question. Okay, so in your assignment problem, what is your first step? In your assignment problem, what is your first step? You have to see whether your rows and columns are equal. Okay. Now here, if you see, there are 3 rows. Okay, there are jobs being given to A, B, C, and machines. If you see, there are 4 columns. Okay, so it is an unbalanced assignment problem. Okay, so if it's an unbalanced assignment problem, you cannot do. So what if you add, it will become balanced? Tell me. What
Zero,
if you
zero.
do, it will be very good. So 0 row or 0 column for this problem. Here, row is only missing. So you will add an extra column. Already we have 4. Already we have 4 column. 1, 2, 3, 4. Row only is 3. So extra row you will add. Okay, so that your rows and columns have to be equal. So your first step in your solution, since it is an unbalanced, you write since it is an unbalanced assignment problem, what you do? Assignment problem. We introduce a 0 row. Okay, we introduce a 0 row. So your region will become, so your matrix will become 18, 24, 28 and 32, 8, 13, 17, 19, 10, 15, 19, 22, 0, 0, 0, 0. This will become your step 1. Okay, so first step is to see whether your rows and columns are equal. That will be your first step in your assignment problem. So since there are rows, 3 rows are there and 2 columns are there, to make it balance, what you do, you add an extra row so that it becomes a balanced assignment problem. So that will be your step 1. Okay, step 2. Step 2 will be what? Step 2, you have to go into row wise least value throughout. Okay, minus throughout that row, only that row. Okay, so if you see the first row, 18 is your least value. So with 18 minus the row, minus this row. So you tell me what you will get. You tell me. Minus it and tell me. You get 0. Then 24 minus 18, what do you get? Use
6,
your
ma'am.
calculator. 6. Then 28 minus 18, 10. Correct? 32 minus 18. 32 minus 18.
14.
Yes, I tell. 14. Very good. Okay, so with the least value, again go on to your second row. 8 is your least value, so 8, 0 I'm putting. 9, 10, 11, 5. Then you've got 9. Then you've got 11.
9, ma'am.
So, very good. You're getting 9, and then 19 minus 8 is 11. Super. Next, we go on to the next row. So, again, third row, if you go, 10 is again the only value. So, I'll put 0 there. Then you've got 5, 9, and it will be 12. Okay? And your last row, it is 0, 0. Okay? So, I've done. Now, listen. So step 1, step 2, I've gone and I've done with your row-wise least value. I've subtracted 2 out. Now, next step is to see whether your column-wise you've got 0 allocation. So if you see here fully 0. Here 1 0 is there. Here 1 0 is there. Here is 1 0 because already we have joined 1 0 row. So definitely for all the column you'll have 1 0. Okay. Now try doing the allocation. Okay, you can do it here itself. You can do the allocation. So since I'm starting with the first row, your first row has got only 1 0. So one allocation, that allocation I'm taking. Okay. So when I take for this allocation, this you cannot take, this you cannot take, this you cannot take. Okay. So now if you see, only for the first row we have got allocation and all other rows we do not have any allocation. Okay. So if you see from this matrix, what is it is, you've got only for the first row allocation. No other term has got allocation. So what you'll have to do, we have to know. Okay. So whichever row has not got allocation, you have to see. So here if you see only for this you've got, this row you don't have, this row you don't have, and here there are 3 places where there is 0. We don't know which place to take the allocation. So what you have to do, whichever row has not got allocation, if they have got allocation in that row and it has been crossed over, that region you will cross over by a column strike. Okay, column strike you will do, and whichever region has got allocation. Okay, here if you see in this row there is allocation, but we don't know. So wherever there is allocation, you will cross over by row wise. You will strike it row wise. Okay, I will repeat it again. So you have started doing your allocation, and how do you do allocate? You have to allocate such a way that for each row, if there is only one allocation, that allocation you will take, and if you have got in the corresponding column same allocation, you will cross over. Okay, and then go on with the allocations, and you will try to do it by solving for each row one allocation. But here if you see there is no allocation at all. If you take it here, all these gets cancelled. You cannot allocate it there. So what do? You cross over. And here we don't know which one to allocate because there are 3 places where there is allocation. So what you should do is, whichever row has not got your allocation, that you will strike out column strike. Okay. And wherever there is allocation, you will row strike. You will strike it with this row. Okay. After that, what you have to do, I will tell. After that, what you have to do is, with the remaining values which are not striked, you will see the minimum value. So the values which are open, which are not strike, you have to see which is your minimum value. So here, if you see, the minimum value is 5. Okay, this 5 you will minus throughout. Okay, the values which are not striked out, you will minus it with 5. And the point where there is intersection, you have striked here, no, there is one point which is striked and got an intersection there. There you will, whatever point you're minusing with the values which are open, you will add it there. There alone you will add that 5. Okay, so your step 3 will become, you're going to minus it with your least value. So 5 is your least value. So whatever you have striked and all, you will write the same value only. This will become 1, 5. This will become 5. It will go means. Yeah, tell me.
Board being visible, being cut it from board.
I am actually making myself spotlight only.
Now visible.
So with that 5, I'm going to minus the values which are not striked. Okay. So here I get 1, 5, and 9. Then here it will become 0, 5 minus 5 is 0, 4, and then 6. It's 0, 0, 4, it is 5, it becomes 7. And this is an intersection point, okay? So intersection, that is your column and your row is straight. So there you will add, okay? Make a point, there you will add, okay? That intersection point, and these and all will be the same. Whatever is straight, you will strike it only. You won't do anything. Okay. Now in this step, you try again your allocation. Okay. So we will start it from the first step. So when you allocate it here, okay, because only one allocation is there in your first row, we will allocate it there. When you allocate it here, you cross over this, you cross over this. Okay. Go on to your second step. Second step, if you see, we can allocate it here because only this allocation is left out. You cannot allocate it here, you cannot allocate it here. Okay. So here again, if you go into your third row and your fourth row, we cannot allocate because your third row, there is only two values which is left out, but you don't know which. There is no other allocation there. Okay. So you have allocation in your first row and your second row, but in the third row, we don't have. So wherever there is allocation, this row, here also it is one allocation you've got. Here also you've got. Whichever column you can take, but only one strike you have to do. You cannot do more than one strike. Okay. So here in the third row, you do not have any allocation. So we will do a column strike. Okay. You can do it in this one or in this one. Which one you want? First column or in the second column? Whichever column you want, you can take, but only one strike you have to do. Whichever row you don't have. Okay, so I will do it for the first column or the second column. Which one you want me to cross over? I will take it from the first column itself. So I'm crossovering in the first column because in your third row you do not have a allocation. Okay, since we don't have an allocation in the third row, I'm crossovering. Okay, and then what you have to do, row wise you have to strike the allocations which you have got. Okay, so row wise, if you see, here is one allocation, so I will cross over it. Okay, there is an allocation in this row, so row wise I will strike over. Again, if you see down, there is two allocation. Okay, so there also I will strike. I will repeat it again. I'm doing the allocation. After doing the allocation, I'm seeing that in the third row there is no allocation. Okay, in the third row we find there is no allocation. So what you do is column wise you will have to strike the row in which you do not have a allocation. Okay, so in this column you can allocate, you can cross over here or here, but only one strike you have to do. You cannot do two strikes. Okay, so only one strike you have to do. After striking that column strike, row wise you have to strike off wherever there is allocation. Okay, so here in the second row there is allocation, so I've striked it. And in the fourth row also there are two allocation, they have left out. Okay, we do not know which to allocate in these two, so we will strike that also. Again, go on. See the values in the open values which is smaller. Okay, the open values, that is whichever is not strike, you see which is your least value. So your least value here is 1. Okay, with that 1, you will subtract all the values which are open. Okay, you will subtract with the values which are open. Wherever there is intersection, you will add. Wherever there is intersection, you will add. So when you do that, what will happen? Go on to the next step. Go on to the next step. I will just go a little outside. So when you go on to the next step, so 1 you're going to do, so it will become 0, 0, 4, 8. Here there's an intersection, so it becomes 1, 0, 4, 6, 0, 0, 3, 6, 5. Here there's an intersection, so you will add 1 here. So it becomes 6, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So again, we have gone to the next step. So again, do the allocation. So the allocation, how you will take, you will see to that row wise, if you've got one allocation, start with that. Okay. So here, since we've got two allocations, stop it. Go on to the second one. Here we have got only one allocation. So this will get crossed over. Okay. So here I've got this. So this cannot be there. This also cannot be there. Okay. So since we do not have these two, next we go on to the allocation where we have got only one. So here if I take, this cannot be there. And again, there is no allocation in the first row. Okay. Again, we are not getting allocation in the first row. So we have to cancel out the term. Okay. So in which row, you can take this row or this row, whatever it is, you can cross over and allocation wherever we have got, cross over. See which is your minimum value. Your minimum value here is 3. So again, go on to the next step. So it will become 0, 0, 1, 5. Here there's an intersection. It will become 4, 0, 4, 6, 0, 0, 0, and 3. Here you'll have to add. So it becomes 9, 0, 0, 0. We will try in this topic. Okay. So when you try it here, here's one allocation. This you cannot take. This you cannot take. This you cannot take. Okay. Then there is only here one allocation. You will take it here. This you cannot take. So here you will take, and this you cannot take. So that will become your last step. So from here, what you'll have to do. So your A job is being given.
Yes,
Mission.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's time for next class, ma'am.
You came late only, no. 8. I will finish it off. Okay, I will finish it off and then you can go. So this is your M1. Your B will be given your assignment M2. C will be given your M3. And D is an extra job which we have taken. Okay. D is the row which we have taken. So that will be definitely 0 only, which take it as M4. Okay. So then after that, you will write that values. You from here, you will take your M1 value is 18, okay, and M2 is this, C to M3, and this will be this. You will find out your cost, okay. Write it down.
மேம் அட்டன்ஸ் டவுன்லோட் பண்ண சொல்லிருங்க மேம்